In 1908, if you could afford it, you hired a private cook. The Longfellows felt lucky to have Mary. She was a hard worker who kept their kitchen going and their stomachs full. What they didn't know, Mary was a killer. She was wanted by the authorities for the death of a household member at her last job.
I forgot to give you a knife for the next course.
She was the kind of killer the world hadn't seen before. Instead of a knife or a gun, Mary used an invisible weapon, bacteria. You might recognize her by her more infamous name, Typhoid Mary.
Typhoid Mary, otherwise known as Mary Mallon, was famous as the first healthy carrier of the bacterium Salmonella typhi. She infected dozens of people before she was finally quarantined at North Brother Island.
Mary had no idea she was a killer. Being a healthy carrier of the typhoid bacteria meant she would never get the disease herself. She just infected others.
Typhoid fever is generally contracted under unsanitary conditions. That is, it's carried in the feces and the urine of the carriers, and it's transmitted to other people.
The only way to get typhoid was through contact with infected fecal matter. Mary was hands-on in that department. Not long after hiring her, the unsuspecting Longfellows were feeling the early symptoms of typhoid.
During the first week, we see fever, nausea, vomiting, and severe diarrhea. During the second and third week, other organs become involved, including liver, lung, heart, and brain. As the infection continues untreated, these organs become more and more damaged, and by week 4, someone will pass the point of no return, and people ultimately die from untreated typhoid fever.
The Longfellows were Mary's second and third victims. She infected a total of 53 people before health officials finally caught up to her. After 6 years in quarantine, she died of pneumonia. Mary might have been immune to the typhoid she carried, but nobody can beat the biggest bug of all, death.